Oh boy, it's that time of the year again. What do I mean by that time of the year? I mean that time of the every 4 months if we're lucky. Direct time. What do I mean by direct? Well, you bloody idiot. I mean Nintendo Direct. Yeah, Direct. I have not made a video talking about Directs, except for all the ones where I say the Direct is coming, since September. So, yeah, this is cool. I said in a previous video that Nintendo does like to celebrate their beautiful earnings report with the Direct soon enough afterwards, so I'm not too surprised we got one, but I'm also very surprised. Thank Christ, if I went another day without a Direct, I would die. Well, the Direct is tomorrow, so I'm gonna die. But yes, so what do I expect to actually see in the Direct? And a question I've already answered multiple times in videos prior, but now I'm going to mention with nothing else around it. So with just over 24 hours till the thing actually happens, let's talk about what I expect to see within this Nintendo Direct. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, I think that's the title. I may have forgotten it, oh funny. I very much expect to see, that's coming out like, what, March time, I think? So, yeah, you know, the game's coming out in March, there's still a good couple things you don't know about it. I'm not gonna be too shocked if we see it. Most likely, unless they've got massive story details or whatever else, it will be during kind of the middle-ish portion of the Direct, like in between the big announcements, you know, the filler kind of stuff. What your Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Golf Super Rush, whatever it's called, I think that's it, announcements would be, like DLC announcements. Speaking of DLC, I expect that we're going to get some DLC. Specifically, some Mario Party DLC. One of my biggest issues with Mario Party Superstars, I keep getting it almost confused with Super Mario Party. Entirely different games with such a similar name. One big issue I had with it is that there was no GameCube maps. It was all N64 ones. And it didn't even have Waluigi Island, the best N64 one. What's the point at that point? Seriously, who cares about Woody Woods? But yes, and it was missing quite a lot of minigames from the Wii and Wii U, which the minigames are the only good parts of 9 and 10, man. As well as minigames from DS, but I kind of get that, as a good amount of them require second screen, well not manipulation, but require the second screen to look at and stuff like that, but there's still a good amount of them that really easily could be done without the use of the second screen or the touchscreen. But, you know, most likely we will just see more GameCube games and more mini-games from throughout the series, not including the DS. Because despite the fact that Mario Party DS is literally one of the best ones, it will go forgotten, because it's one of the ones for the DS. Of course. Speaking of things from the DS, by that I mean from the Game Boy Advance, Advance Wars. Yeah, that game's still coming out, I think. I haven't really been following it. It's another franchise from the Game Boy Advance, like Mario and Luigi. Ooh, that's not going to be the only time I reference that franchise. And Golden Sun, so yeah, I expect some news on that, I guess. Maybe just a quick pop-up that's saying, hey, the game's still coming out, make sure to pick it up whenever it comes out. Bing! Splatoon! I highly expect to see that. See, the thing about Splatoon is that I feel that's going to be the big summer title, you know. It makes the most sense for it to be, as Splatoon, that's our shooter game, that's our multiplayer game, that's the game where people will be playing it for many hours at a time. That's the thing with story games, is that story games, unless they make them far too long, people are going to play through them once, a year, maybe, if you're lucky, or like once, drop them for 3 years, go like, oh, I remember this, play it, and that cycle repeats, so it makes more sense to put a game where you'll be playing quite a bit, because online, the gameplay loop, whatever else, because it doesn't really have a story. It makes more sense to put that over the summer period, when a lot of people are off from school and work and whatever else, than over the other periods. Or putting one of the story-heavy games at that time, but I could be wrong. Maybe they will, but still. Wii U ports. Now, there's very, very few games Nintendo has to choose at this point from the Wii U. Like, what? Excluding all the ones that have gotten sequels, you've got Nintendo Land, you've got, I mean, Paper Mario Color Splash. Paper Mario Color Splash did get a sequel, but they're such different games when it comes to battle system and enjoyability for me personally, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. I don't know, Nintendo's gonna find a way to put another Wii U port onto the Switch. I bet you that much. Bet you how much? I'm not telling you. I don't want to lose my money. Now, here comes something that's more from a leaker perspective. Ooh. Now, ever since I got Twitter, which was like a year, 2 years, I don't know, however long ago, I've been paying close attention to the leak side of things. Now, there's two of them that I've been following that both get half their information right, half of it they're saying is still coming, but it's been delayed due to COVID, which could be possible, or they're just lying. Nobody knows. So whenever I see information posted by both of them, that's when I start to think that maybe they are right about it. Because if that's two different sources saying something, then there's a decent chance of that. And now both of these sources have said a casual IP a la 1-2 Switch is coming to the Switch again. Oh my god, I could not care less. 1-2 Switch, that's the type of game you'd expect to be bundled in with your Switch for no extra cost. Not you have to pay $60 on top of the cost for your Switch just to get something mediocre. Wasn't Wii Sports bundled in with the Wii? That game was great. I look at 1-2 Switch, I think I'm gonna get visibly and emotionally ill as well. I don't know how I can get emotionally ill, but I'll figure it out. Now, there will be more leaker information in the future, so these aren't fully my own guesses or what I truly expect to see, but might as well chuck them in here, because why not? Speaking of why not, Pokemon! They usually hold their own presentation when announcing Pokemon. 2019 was when Sword and Shield came out, and the Pokemon company loved to keep churning out games, so even though we literally just got one that people are saying is actually good, I bet you they're already working on generation, 10? 9? Whichever one they're on now? So we might see an announcement for that, or for like DLC for one of the games, or something like that. I don't know. I don't care about Pokemon whatsoever, so I'm just chucking it in here because I feel contractually obligated. Now, Fire Emblem is another one I've been seeing a lot of chatter about, and Three Houses came out in 2019, I think, so I wouldn't be too shocked to hear that another game is in development. I mean, if you've got pretty much the same teams working on the same thing over and over again, then yeah, I'm not shocked to hear that there's probably going to be another one worked on. Be it a remake or a new game, there is very likely one being worked on and a decent chance of it being shown. Now, demos is another thing said by the leaker person, which is very weird, but at the same time makes sense. See, the thing about demos is that I like to actually try the games before I buy them. It's this term called try before you buy. Very complex, I know, but basically I want to try things before I buy them. And video games is one of the few things where that can actually work. Like, you can't try eggs before you buy eggs. You just have to buy them and hope that you don't die because you have an allergy to them. So demos, I would expect to see that. There hasn't been all too many from Nintendo, now that I really think about it. You had Miitopia, which I think that one was just because it was how it was on the 3DS, and it gave me lovely flashbacks back to me back in 2017 going, oh, this game's great. Oh, I have to wait. Uh-oh. Pikmin 3 Deluxe had it as well. That makes sense. Pikmin is still quite a niche franchise, but we're looking at the sales numbers, I don't think it is anymore. I think Metroid Dread had one. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if it did, then that would make some sense, because Metroid's weird, you know? It's one of those weird franchises that is great, but it just isn't for some people, so... Anyway, next. Oh boy, next. Bayonetta 3. I don't care about Bayonetta. Whippy, we're in for another one of these, where I just say, we might see something. I know, we got the proper reveal back in September. That was your big finale of the Direct, which I did not care for whatsoever, so that was great. Yeah, there you go. Metroid Prime. Now, Metroid Prime, see, I didn't even pause at the end of Bayonetta. That's how much I don't care about it. Like, you can very notice... This is what happens when I don't pause. You can very easily notice when I pause in a video, usually because you hear a loud key noise, but I didn't for that time. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that. That's how much I don't care. I don't care about it that much that I'm making a good 30-second... I don't know what to call this about how much I didn't pause it. There's the pause. Metroid Prime! Yes, Metroid Prime 4 was announced alongside Bayonetta 3. Oh god, we're back onto that again. And we haven't heard anything about it since, other than they're reworking the whole game. But when they said that, that was a good couple years ago. I don't know how much, because I wasn't really a Metroid fan at that point, so yeah. But it has been a while since they did that, so at this point, unless they shook up the whole game again, then I'm surprised we haven't seen any footage or announcements yet. Now, another thing that's a rumor, not from the two somewhat credible leakers, the rumor is that we will be seeing a Metroid Prime remaster. Just the first game, not all three. Now, for a while beforehand, we had a rumor saying that it'd be all three. You literally can't trust it whatsoever. But yeah, that makes sense. But we might not if Nintendo Switch Online updates. Okay, it has been a while since people have been happy with NSO. As in, literally never. Funny. What's coming to the service this month? Majora's Mask, I think? Yeah. Nintendo's currently giving us one N64 game a month, which, can I tell you, why are you doing this, Nintendo? Like, do you want to prolong people owning your service? Well, what's going on here? Because you slowly drip-feeding it out is only diminishing the amount of customers you really can get, rather than helping. Like, I get, you made it so you can only buy a year of the expansion pack just so you can sucker people in for that first year, but it'd be a lot better if in that year you give people more than 12 additional games. Also, the Sega Genesis exists. I keep forgetting about that because, let's be honest, nobody cares. But yes, NSO updates. I really do hope, because Nintendo had a funny little thing showing, oh hey look, even though the system stinks now, over time we do plan to add a lot more things to it, so hopefully we'll see some of those more things in this. Maybe it'll be free DLC for other games other than just Animal Crossing. Maybe it'll just be some like old ones, but it wouldn't go amiss. Maybe we could also see more demos, but just for those with the expansion pack, stuff like that. But we know what we really want to talk about: more systems coming to NSO. Now, here's the very interesting thing about that, right? As much as it would make more sense for it to be the Game Boy first, as the Game Boy would likely be a lot easier of a system to have on there, they already have developed and have had one for ages, a GameCube emulator for the Switch. Yes, even Nintendo uses emulators. Everyone in the industry does when they're having a game that's on a different system on their system. Not cross-platforms, I mean like older games from older systems, you get it. But yeah, they already developed one for 3D All-Stars. That's how they are actually able to get 64, Sunshine, I hate that one, and Galaxy all playing on the same systems that they developed 3 different emulators. Now, it's been found out that the one being used for NSO Plus, your N64 Online, that one is the same emulator as what was seen on the 3D All-Stars collection. So, they will most likely have a GameCube selection, a very small selection of games, using this emulator. They both begin with E. Mix the fact that the Nintendo has received so much backlash from NSO ever since they announced the prices for it, and yeah, I would not be surprised if they were in a hurry to add more things. Like, maybe you could just add all the N64 games at once, or maybe add 2 a month. Oh, that would be too much. You don't want people having 2 old games at the same time. Now, let's move away from NSO. There's more than enough videos complaining about that and wishing for more on the internet and from me. Go watch them, pretty please. Now, great third-party reveals. Another thing said by the funny leaky persons. I'm gonna say leaker person, but there's 2 of them. Yep, I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess. Nintendo is leading when it comes to portable handheld devices at the moment, if you don't look at phones. So, yeah. One thing a lot of people are thinking is Silksong. Now, I played through Hollow Knight recently, really enjoyed it. I also played through it a year beforehand, didn't enjoy it as much, but what matters more is that I enjoyed it a lot more this time. So, I am actually quite excited for Silksong now. Now, next is, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, the only game I'm truly excited for in the lineup, like, other than maybe Breath of the Wild 2, Mario and Rabbids, not Kingdom Battle, the new title, Sparks of Hope, I am really excited for. I love the original Mario and Rabbids. It is great. It is what I think is the closest we'll get to a Mario and Luigi RPG, or just a Mario RPG in general on the Switch, excluding, ports and if we're lucky enough to get a Mario and Luigi game, which we're going to talk about that. But, I just really do enjoy the game. I love the whole art style, the comedy, whatever else, and this new game looks much, much better than the first one, both actual looks-wise, gameplay-wise, whatever you want to say. It just seems like an overall improvement. Even down to the fact that you're going in space. Mario in space has never went wrong. Name one time it went wrong. And if you say Galaxy 2 or Galaxy 1, you're wrong. Now, I'm not sure if we will hear about this, but it would make sense. We heard about it way back during E3 time and have heard literally nothing about it since. They have a secret character we don't know about yet as well, so I really do think that we will see it during this presentation. Even if it's just a small clip or only a little bit of information, I think we will get something about it. Now, next, Zelda. Now, here's the funny thing about Zelda. I feel like they're going to give it its own presentation. We still don't know the title, we still don't know a good couple bits of the game. We got a good sneak peek, well not sneak peek, but a good look at it back during E3 of last year, but yeah, was it E3 or was it September? I can't remember, but I do think that when they do finally go, here's the release date, for sure, no more delays, no more anything like that, and here's what the title and whatever else, there will be a proper presentation for it. Now, next, Donkey Kong, woo! There's been so much leaks, so much rumors, so much everything really circulating around a brand new Donkey Kong game. There's rumors of it being worked on by the Odyssey team, there's rumors of it being worked on by others. Nobody knows who's working on it, if it exists, what's it going to be about, other than it's a Donkey Kong game. Now, to be honest with you on this one, yeah, seems cool. I've never shown interest or had an interest in the Donkey Kong franchise up till now, so maybe I'll give this one a try, especially if there's a demo for it. Of course, we haven't heard any information on it officially, so this could be one of those big new announcements. Ooh. Because see, here's the thing. Nintendo said that the presentation will be mostly focusing on the start of this year. Mostly. That means that there will likely be information about things later on in the year, which is why I'm saying we could be seeing some Zelda information, we could be seeing Mario and Rabbids, some Donkey Kong. It's possible. We might even see things for 2023, if you include a delay of Breath of the Wild 2 being something announced for 2023. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that it might be delayed until either A, is delayed, or B, just gets announced for a release date. Which wouldn't rule out the possibility of it being delayed. So, yeah, Donkey Kong. Could happen. Now, here comes the best topic to talk about. Mario and Luigi. Yeah. I have predicted that we'll be getting a new one for literally every single Direct, for even before we had Directs. Well, not before we had them, but like back in 2020 when they went off for a year, I was still predicting a new Mario and Luigi back then. I get that the company went bankrupt, but that happened at the end of 2019. That's left 2020, all of it, all of 2021, and the first month of 2022. The franchise almost always received praise from critics and fans and whatever else, and even in the later titles still received some praise. Now, of course we could discuss what could be seen in this game, but I feel like leaving that to another video because there's quite a lot to discuss what really could be seen. Such as what I would want, what fans would want, what would actually be best for the series, which is most likely what I would want. But anyway, despite the fact I have continuously predicted it and continuously gotten it wrong, I'm sticking with the belief that we will be seeing a new Mario and Luigi. Once again, there's a big chance I'm gonna be wrong about that, but please, man. Even if it's just the games on Switch, which I'd be quite happy with, and through NSO and whatever else, I'd be extremely happy. Now, let's look at other things that are even less likely to happen than a new Mario and Luigi, and by that I mean just as unlikely. Pikmin 4 is the only one I can think of, so yep, that'll be the end of the video then. After Hey Pikmin, Miyamoto said, hey, Pikmin 4, different thing, we're still working on it. And that was like 2017, 18, 19-ish. It's now 2022. The port of 3 did a lot good. It sold quite well, so yeah, I think the company can look at it and go, I think Pikmin has a big enough fan base now, or enough people that know about it to justify a new title in the series. Or maybe they'll hold back and, you know, make a Pikmin 1 remake or something. Yeah. So, yes, Direct tomorrow. What do you think we'll see in it? What do you hope we'll see in it? That kind of thing, whatever else. Comment down below. If you want to come back to this video after the Direct and go, ha, you were wrong, or ha, you were right, then leave a like. Or if you just want to come back to it at some time in the distant future, if you've seen a couple of my videos now and still aren't subscribed, just do it, man. You've got no excuse. If you've watched 3 of them and didn't quit halfway through, then you are obligated to subscribe. That's the law. I'm sorry, don't make the rules. Other than the fact I just did, I don't. So, yeah, see you tomorrow for a funny stream where I go, hey, let's make a bingo card that's gonna be rigged. Yeah, it's gonna be rigged. I'm gonna win. If I don't win, then I'm literally going to breathe oxygen during the direct. So, yes. Go watch the stream tomorrow. Pretty please. Please of the pretty. That would be very nice. Very nice.